Hello. Hi. I don't know why, but the other live got disconnected. Like I couldn't reconnect, so I decided to start one all over. Hey Parvati, good morning. Samara, good morning. How are you guys? Yeah, it's, it's very early for you over there. I brought my Aquarian tarot. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's the same. Um, it's the Rider White. It's the same system, Rider White system. It's just that it has like the aquarium uh, style, a very clean kind of like very clean, very but very different at the same time. But because I like decks that are actually I like decks that are original in their images, but I also appreciate that the figures are very well defined. You know, I don't like the tarot decks that have like a lot of colors or a lot of different shapes because I actually get very confused. Uh, Not confused because I know the meaning of the cards, but I get distracted. So I need, if it has like drawings, I need for it to be as clear as possible. You know, I don't want to get distracted by like, oh, what is that? You know, like, oh, look at the color. You know, um, Actually, there's a tarot deck in here in Argentinian that I believe it was made by an Argentinian creator. And it's called Tarot del Fuego. That is like the fire tarot. That the entire deck, it's all symbolism and everything. It has a lot of fire in it. It has a lot of red, a lot of orange, a bit of yellow, and every figure is surrounded by fire. In different quantities, but there's fire element, a lot of eyes. And I love that deck. I find it very interesting, but I never was able to use it. I don't have it actually. I see other people using it. I got tarot readings with it. I love it. I am a huge fan of the red color, so definitely caught my attention. But I cannot use it. I don't know if I would be able to use it for myself because it's too, like the title of the deck says, it's too fiery. It's too fiery. There's a lot going on energetically in that deck. But I believe that if you are someone that has a strong fire placements, that deck definitely I would use for fire signs, for example. Hey, Fluffy. Then I have another one that, what this is. Hey, Akira. Why are you confused? No. I was mentioning another tarot deck. Sorry, I guess I didn't pause between sentences. No. I was talking that I love that tarot deck that it's called Tarot del Fuego. That is like the fires tarot or the flames tarot because it has a lot of flames also, burning flames. A lot of eyes, a lot of red. It's very aggressive to the eye, honestly, but it's beautiful. Honestly, I love it, but I don't think I can, it distracts me, it distracts me when it's too much, For me, I need a tarot deck to have very clean images, I don't want to get distracted because then I look at, for example, this 10 of Wands, that in here is called the 10 of Rods. That usually in the traditional tarot, like in the Rider-Waite, we see the whole body of the person. We see that person carrying the wands, carrying the rods. And, we see how harsh it looks, how heavy the weight is. But in this case, it's much more focused on this, on this part. And you see the wands, it's very clear. It's very clear, And also that the background is white. It doesn't distract me. It has colors, but not too much colors. Hey, Eric. Okay. Then I have another one in here that, see if I can. That this one is a bit more. I just googled Tarot del Fuego. The images are very charged. Yes, they are very charged. Yeah. I mean, I even got a tarot reading. A friend has the tarot, and I had a question, I believe, once, and she used that deck for me. And I definitely, while she was explaining it to me, the cards that I got and everything, I was able to connect with that deck. So definitely, it's a beautiful deck. I had a great experience with it. But I don't know if I would use it, for myself or if I would buy it because it's too much. For me, it distracts me. Um, hey, Hope. Yes, the eyes, exactly. The eyes. See, I told you there's a lot of flames and also there's a lot of eyes. Um, because I believe that because it's based on the fire element. I guess that the eyes also lets you know that usually the fire element, it has a lot to do with with confronting things. So when I see the eyes in there, I'm like, okay, this is letting me know that definitely there's a level of confrontation. I have my eyes wide open. So, I am observing you, like I am present, like I am, so the eyes definitely are special. Then I have this one that this is the Brady Tarot. This is the Brady Tarot. That actually this is an animal tarot deck because I believe it has, there's a lot of birds in here. It has a lot of birds. And I've been told these are mostly American birds. The creator based this tarot deck on American birds. This is the Three of Swords. Four of Swords. See, and it has a keyword in here that it says withdrawal. Nine of Wands. And this one is also very like heavy images. It's very tiny, the place where you have the image, but it's very full. You see in here, you have the Strength card. But yeah, it's based on animals. There's a lot of animals and a lot of birds. Guys, can we please stop asking for Chawu? Can we please just leave his energy alone? He's going to be okay, but let's just not go there with him. Let's just let him go through this. Let's not be intrusive, guys. There's a very small distance between wanting to know about them and also being invasive. He's not in his best time, so let's not, you know. Okay, guys. I'm going to try to start very soon because I have a lot of requests. Actually, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but there's a lot of people in here, so I'm going to start so I don't delay this. Uh, Someone asked me the other day to do like a friendship reading for the boys Sonu and Eric. Both of them are like the magnets of the group. So yeah, I'm going to pull some cards for them to see how, what they think of each other. How is the friendship or the bond? Okay, I'm going to place Sonu on the left and Eric on the right. Oh my. I was so disappointed. There's one reader and you did that reader, same as one emotion comment. Yeah, it's just that these people, there's a lot of these people, definitely. That's why people are asking and trying to get different answers. You know, they want to go there. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed. I would say that I feel so like so awful inside because I cannot believe that they do that. You know, even I feel a bit like awful inside because you know I was watching that, you know, I told you guys the reading that I did, the birthday reading that I did for Moonbeam a year ago. It's getting a lot of views and actually a lot of people watch it. Like it's growing and growing and growing, and a lot of people commenting like, "Oh, I wish he could have seen your reading. Oh, I wish we could have seen this." And sometimes it's not like that, you know, guys. I think sometimes I'm like, "Oh my God, can you just let him be, please? Like stop. Like stop." You know, like. Be respectful. Be respectful to his memory. Like, yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand. I wanted to say other word, but I also stopped myself. Okay, let's continue with the reading for the boys, Sonu and Eric, and how they feel about each other, how their bond is doing. Um, there's something in here. I don't know why. But from Sonu's side, I got the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, but in reversed. So, definitely from Son's perspective towards Eric, definitely he's seen that Eric is being successful, and I think that this is how he feels also about Eric. Like he's like he's been like I guess he's excited that you know that Eric is back, and there's a sense of like accomplishment in that. You know, this is an achievement that actually they have their magnet back. You know, there's a sense of like this is great for the group. This is, you know, we can achieve so many things now that Eric is here. You know, the success, you know, we can achieve success, we can achieve better results, we can be better, you know, we can be full, you know, we can be prosperous. But then we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So I think that there's something about their dynamic that it's slowly getting there, but I guess at first it was awkward to get back to the teamwork, to somehow match rhythms or to get in sync again with Eric. I think that from Sonu's perspective is about work. It's not that he has a personal opinion about Eric. This is about them actually at the beginning, probably like they were, or at least he felt like he was struggling a bit with adapting to Eric coming back again. It seems like, yeah, he wanted this, he was happy that he was back, but it wasn't easy. Like, there's something about the Sonu that is letting me know here that it wasn't that instantaneous, that okay, Eric is back or Eric incorporated and I felt great all of a sudden. I think that he's like saying that somehow the group dynamic was affected when he was absent, and when he came back and rejoined the group, it was a very awkward moment. At least this is what Sonu is showing me. This is not a personal opinion about Eric. It's more like how this affected the teamwork. Yeah. And also, I try to clarify he has the Eight of Cups. So there's something about Sonu being deeply hurt that Eric went away. Like there's something in there. I don't know. I don't know what Sonu knows about Eric's decision, or what led Eric to feel like he needed to walk away from the group a bit. What was that the reason that caused it? But I think that there's a sense that Sonu felt it like an abandonment, like you left us. It's not that you just left the place, you left us. So I think that there's a bit of, like, he is slowly like adapting to the idea of forgiveness, but something happened in there. Something happened. I don't know if there were some harsh things being said, there was, or probably he was very hurt, like emotionally, because he got the Eight of Cups. But he's slowly also understanding Eric's reasons. But I think that for him, it sort of turned his world upside down back then. Like, this wasn't what he was expecting, and I guess that there was a bit of like, feeling a bit like I don't forget. A bit of resentment in there. Because of how affected the group dynamic. I think that we start with the Ace of Pentacles, so definitely what Sonu's energy is letting me know is that this happened, this was in the past. Actually, now they overcome it. He overcome those feelings. But with the cards that I get, he's letting me know that this is how he feels. That it's not that he's hiding, that there's a part of him that he was disappointed when Eric left. I don't know why this doesn't really surprise me about Sonu and Eric. Yeah, definitely there's something swift in there. I think that there's a bit of resentment, there's a bit of, you hurt my feelings. It's not about being angry even. It's about, you hurt my feeling when you left. Like how can you quit? Like, how can you leave? Like, we don't live here, because also Sonu, he got a lot of pentacles. So from Sonu's perspective, it's like he is a very stable person. Like, even though he's an Aries, he's someone that I don't know, maybe he thought that him and Eric were similar in the sense that they would never give up. And he felt like Eric taking a time off was like him giving up. And he was a bit like, oh, you said you would never leave, but you left, So, but it's a bit of like, yes, it hurt me emotionally, but at the same time, it hurt me how it affected us as a group, the ones that we had to remain, And also from Eric's perspective, I have five of pentacles and five of cups. So Eric is also very much aware that there are some things that have been lost in their dynamic. Like, definitely he feels like there's a lot of things that are not the same. He also feels a bit guilty. You know, there's something about Eric energy that when it comes to Sonu, I'm not saying about the others, but especially with Sonu, there's something in there. I don't know if they had a discussion before Eric left or they had like a disagreement. There's a lot of regrets in here. You know, Eric also feeling misunderstood or also feeling like he didn't get why he left. And also then when he came back, he still feels like he messed something up in their connection. It's not entirely lost, but he feels like, okay, I have to put a lot of effort if I want to get Sonu's trust again. You know, like there's something in there that it's a bit, yeah. Yeah, he has the Six of Pentacles. So definitely he has to put a lot of effort and patience for the trust again to build again, you know, because I feel like Sonu and Eric also feels it that Sonu doesn't trust him completely. You know, he's like, okay, I hope you don't leave again. You know, maybe giving these comments like, I hope you don't leave again, you know, like the last time. But really saying it from a place of like, you know, we really missed you when you were gone. But at the same time, it's like, it's about work, you know, it's about like, I appreciate you as a person, but also I'm worried about the group's stability, you know, like there's something in there. And also Eric feels guilty, you know, so I think that for Eric is like he's tiptoeing between the members because he's like, you know, I know what happened, you know, I know that for you guys it must have been hurt, so there's a bit of guilt as well. Yeah, I can definitely see how Eric leaving could be bad received by some of the members without trying to look for some drama, especially since Eric is the other rapper. Yes. Yeah. I've seen other groups about these situations in different, and the results are similar. The ones in the group feel the one who left very heavy, like you left thing very present. And imagine there may be some guilt felt by the member who was on hiatus. See, if I was Eric, I would be racking. Yeah, but you know, it's just that when Eric left, I believe that the boys had they still do. They have a lot of things to do, you know, so, and they carry on with it, you know, they remain with it, you know, so, and they continue and continue, you know, so, but then, you know, with the cards of the oracle that they got, it's Venus in Leo affair. So definitely, I think that they will get back to their normal relationship. They will resume the affair between them. You know, I call it affair because the card here says affair, but I mean it like the connection. They will be able to get into each other's hearts again. It's just that there's a resistance. You know, there's a bit of, you know, the other person also feeling persecuted, like, you know, like, oh, are they judging me? Like, you know, like there's a mix of, oh, I think you're judging me, and the other one is like, no, I'm not judging you, but you know, when you were gone, you know, a lot of things. But they will definitely, like, they will find a very creative way to connect again. And probably the way to do this is to actually start working again. Start like creating new ideas together, start working as a team, work more often, you know, share more time together. Because actually, like, Sonu is not that, you know, he's not on the defensive. He's not like, you know, resisting Eric. He's not like, oh, I don't want to see you, or I don't want anything to do with you outside of work. No, not at all. But yes, he's a bit hurt. You know, he's a bit hurt because he worries about the group dynamic. You know, he's like, he just doesn't like change like that. You know, he. Mm. Yeah, yeah. It's not like it's Eric's fault or anything, but in this industry where working super hard is so valued, yes, I can see how going on a break could be seen by some as irresponsible or even weak. Yeah, that's the thing. Especially if, like, sort of be like, oh, you are weak. You are weak in the mind, you know, you're weak in the mind. Why can you not let go of, I don't know, the bad comments, the negative comments, you know, why can't you let go of that? You know, just let it go, just, you know, just brush it off, just, you know, and it's not that, because even though if he had continued, maybe he would have gone sick or felt sick, because the things that you don't process, your body starts to show it, because, you know, there's something that you are not accepting. So yeah. Then I'm going to move on to winner member Kang Seung-yoon. That someone said that this member is going to the military soon, Kang Seung-yoon. I don't know much about winner members. The only one I know is Mino. I believe it was Spirit, the one that requested this, or was it Mafi? I don't remember who requested this reading. Okay, this is for Kang Seung-yoon. I don't even know what sign he is. This winner member. Definitely he's not okay. But this is not about the enlistment. Actually, it's about him as an overall. This member, Kang Seung-yoon of Winner, he got the Magician, the Tower, Nine of Swords, and Justice. And from the Oracle, he got the card of Mercury in Cancer, Intuition. So this is a very sensitive guy, actually. But I think that honestly, with the Magician on the Tower, there's something about his mental state that is not okay, and it hasn't been okay for a while. I don't know if he's the leader or if he has like a very important role in the group. But it seems like he, you know, when we have the Tower and the Magician, it seems like if he was a very distinctive member in the group, suddenly these past moments he had been feeling like he has no resources left, or actually that his time to shine had been a bit interrupted by certain things. Here with the tower, it seems like he's running out of luck or opportunities. I don't know if that happened, if there was like a sort of like interruption of his business or the things that he was, because I sense that this is not about what he does with the group. This is more about what he had been doing on his own. And here with the tower is like, you know, like things are shaky, things are very like, things are changing, and they are not very good, neither for him nor for the group. You know, it seems like there's this, like the maybe if they had a bit of a stability, it's a bit like shook. And I believe that because he has the magician, so he has a sort of protagonism. It seems like he's someone with a lot of, he's used to having resources, he's used to having ideas. You know, he's a very intelligent person, he's very agile, his mind is very agile as well. And he used to create great things, but with the tower, it's like, you know, you cannot create anymore. There's something in there that is interrupting this. And actually, you know, going to the military and everything is causing him to be a bit like, this isn't their fault though, since, yeah, YGs, yes. Yes, this is, because I definitely sense that, you know, the talent is there. It's just that it had been interrupted, you know, it had been like somehow like pushed to the side, and not even pushed to the side. I think that it was like demolished, you know, like, okay, you have no foundation now, you know, you have no support. And honestly, it's in his mind. He's a bit worried. But then he has the justice. So I think that honestly, being in the military is going to be very good for him, I think. Oh, it's not white. Oh, I love princessy things. I'm a sucker for things, princessy. Yeah. It's not white. It's purple or lilac. Here with the justice, I think that it's going to be a good experience for him, actually. Even though he is, sorry. Even though he's a bit like nervous about it, he's going to find he's going to find in the military the right treatment that he doesn't have in the company. He's going to again like get a fair treatment, like, and even this fair treatment is going to, or this very balanced system is going to allow him to get a bit more of recognition that he hasn't had that recognition in a while. And also it's going to give him a stability. Probably, you know, he doesn't have a stability. This guy is not stable at all. And I think that he was able to keep going because he's a very resourceful person. He's very intelligent, you know, probably he's very smart, you know, he adapts to, okay, like today I have this, okay, I will see what I can do with this, you know, very like changing. But then with the justice here, it's like, you know, he can have and find a sort of a more balanced atmosphere than what he has today. So definitely he's going to do well. And also with Mercury in Cancer, I don't know if he's a Cancer or he has Cancer placements, but actually what the cards are telling him is that he should rely on his intuition. You know, that he should rely on his intuition to calm himself down. Like, don't think so much. Just follow your intuition. You know what you have to do. I don't know what role he's going to do over there, but definitely he knows what he has to do, and his intuition is going to guide him, actually. So I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be okay. And actually, I think that he's going to get justice. The justice card being here, I think that once he's gone, he's going to get justice one way or another. Yeah. There's a lot of secrets. He knows secrets. He knows secrets. So I wonder if the justice in there is not about him trying to make justice on his own, like speaking up about certain things. Yeah, very complex guy. I have to look for his information because I don't know who he is. Like, I know some faces of Winner members, but I don't remember their names. And now we are going to move on to NCT Sungtaro. Let's see how they're doing and how does you can decide. What do you want me to pull? Do you want me to pull Sungtaro and SM, or Sungtaro and the rest of NCT members? Yeah, also, I don't know Mino, yeah. Sungtaro and SM. Okay. The classmate. SM 3.10 is a mess. Sungtaro and SM. Oh, they're so emotional, these guys. Oh my. I hate you, SM. Why did you hurt the babies? They're so... Okay. From Sungtaro part, we have 6 of Cups. So they're already feeling nostalgic. They are already like crying. They're already feeling nostalgic. 10 of Cups. And 8. They are going to work hard anyway. So they are very hardworking. 8 of Pentacles. So definitely, yeah, they feel a bit nostalgic about it. But honestly, they are grateful that they have the opportunity to remain. To remain in the family, to remain, even though they're not going to be in NCT, they are very grateful for what NCT gave them. They definitely felt welcome. They felt like at home. They felt very loved and accepted from day one. Definitely, they wish they could go back time and prevent this, because they are going to miss the members, definitely. And this is not to say that, in this new unit, they are not going to have an emotional connection. Of course, they're going to build an emotional connection because they're going to work together. But there's this sense of like, I have to start over. I have to rebuild the dynamic. I have to get to know the other person. I have to know how the other person works, So with the other NCT members, it was like they already were like somehow accustomed to other people's personality, and they knew how to adapt. These 2 guys, Sungtaro, they are very emotional people. Both of them. They are very emotional. They are very like crybabies. So maybe if someday someone asks them about how they feel about living in NCT or being left out of NCT, they are going to cry. they're going to get a bit emotional when thinking about it, because for them it was huge. It was their first opportunity, their first appearance. So they're not going to let it go. They're not going to forget about it. For them it's like their badge of honor somehow. But yeah, they're going to. They are already working on something new. So they, and also I think that this separation somehow also let them know that the other members are going to miss them as well. The other members, the remaining members of NCT, like also showed a lot of love and appreciation for them. So I think that in these moments they were like, so they love us, so they are going to miss us, or they really acknowledge that they are going to miss, or that they feel bad about us leaving. I don't know. We know that they are all from the same company. It's not that they are going to move away, but there's this sense of like, you having members that you work with that actually they wish you for the best, or they wish you, or they push you to be better in your new chapter. Not in all companies or in all groups you have that, especially with all the NCT members that there are. But Sungtaro these guys they are very special. They are very special, and I'm saying this as people, as guys, not so much as what they can do for the team, or what they are good at, or if they are talented or not. I think that as human, they are very lovable people. They are and they definitely like were able to give love and get love from the NCT, the whole NCT unit. So. I think that this is what motivates them to keep working really hard to make it. They are really like looking forward to the next step. But yes, they are going to miss being part of NCT. Yeah. It's going to be great for them. All NCT units are supposed to be reshuffled in next year, and each will have even better success now, at least. This was mostly the song. I don't get what SM is trying to do with their artists. Probably SM don't know what they're doing in general. Yeah. And from SM's perspective, we have the 8 of Wands, so definitely a sudden change, very fast. Temperance, and 3 of Pentacles in reverse. I honestly think that SM is they are trying to make fast decisions because they are being pushed to make a decision. But there was something about them being like, I have to calm down and make a decision. And honestly, I don't know why there's a part of them that is like, if I keep these guys in here, they are not going to work very well. Like, I don't know if maybe because they haven't been working, they didn't give them much like exposure or work to do to Sungtaro. But they were like, I don't think they will do great in NCT. So I want them to start all over. I want them to show their full potential and to unleash their potential in a new group. Because they are not going to be able to unleash the potential in NCT. And they are very sure about it, because they have the temperance. So the temperance is about, sort of balancing the mind and the heart, Definitely there's a sense of tranquility about their decision. But yes, the decision was rushed, definitely. But they are like, if we keep these 2 in here, they're not going to grow. They're not going to grow. I don't know if maybe because they think that what what Sungtaro brings to the NCT world, they already have it in others. So they're like, okay, they're having a sort of repetitive role or a repetitive participation that maybe if they were introduced in a new group, they would be able to show a bit more. They were worried about their potential. They were worried because there's so many and they all have very strong characters, even though, like I tell you, they definitely NCT members love Sungtaro. They adopted Sungtaro, so it's not easy for them as well. When it comes to results and when it comes to teamwork, there were some, like, okay, if I keep these two here, they are not going to grow. They are not going to grow because maybe from their perspective or SM perspective, since there's a lot of people with a lot of ego, or there's a lot of people that have a lot of influence. They are going to somehow like overshadow like Sungtaro. A lot of competition here, definitely. Yeah. 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 They definitely are being like put in a very hard position because people are questioning them, definitely. They are on the defensive. SM is on the defensive about this. There's a lot of questioning about why did you do that? Why did you do that? A lot of opposition also from people. Probably the audience, being very angry. Like, why did you do that? Yeah, but at the end, they're going to show the audience that they made the right decision. Like, it's not the best decision, but the way they're reasoning, it has a sort of purpose. That we are only going to see it if we are patient enough to see it. Yeah. They were planning a City Infinite expansion. That was all Grandpa's dream. More like narration. Because changes said it has a minute. Yeah, there is good reasoning. Yeah. Yeah. Because I think that, you know what, because there's so much big stars in NCT unit. There's this sense of like, okay, what different or what other thing can Shotaro and Sunchan bring? If we already have a main dancer in here, we already have a main rappers in here, like, it's like these guys have a lot of potential, but they're not being seen. Like, definitely people acknowledges them, they know who they are, but they are not getting that place, they are not getting room to expand, and they want to expand. And also, I think that they are somehow guaranteeing their success of the new unit if they put Sungtaro in it. So it's like a great deal, Okay, I remove these two people that somehow the audience is already attached to these two, and I put them in the new unit. So now when you have the new unit, you are going to support them because you already support Sungtaro. So you are going to support wherever Sungtaro goes. So they are very smart. They are very smart. Hey, Mariana. Okay. Someone asked me to pull cards for EXO D.O. Actually, it's been a while since I had done a reading for D.O. I was like, oh yes, I did one for his birthday, and no, it was, I believe, from 2 years ago. But I don't know if maybe it was because he was in the military, so maybe that's the reason why I haven't read for him before. But I believe he came back a long time ago. But maybe I don't have much D.O. fans, so, because Baekhyun, Ten, Chen, Chanyeol, Suho, and Sehun, they always get the readings. Oh, I just saw pics of Everglow's account. I'm trying not to get my hopes up. Yeah, K-pop is crazy. I consider myself a D.O. fan. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see how he's doing. EXO D.O. He's got a lot of cards, but I didn't mean to pull that much cards. He got it from himself. He's really like, it's like, read me, read me. Okay. 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, the Fool, the Lovers, Ace of Rods, and Knight of Swords. And from the Oracle, he had the card of Moon in Cancer, Friendship. So he's definitely like forming connections with someone. There's something in there. There's a beginning of something in there. Honestly, I think that D.O, we know he's a Capricorn, so definitely there's a lot of like, of him being very stable, being very like, especially when it comes to material things and work, he had always been very stable in whatever he does. But, it's this very average kind of result that he doesn't like. Probably in the past, he worked very hard for something and he didn't get it. And he didn't get the results that he wanted. So, or probably what he thought that it was like a stability in his life, he lost it. So he's like, I want to start all over this year. I want to do something that it's not expected of me. I definitely want to start from zero. I want to be a bit more courageous. I want to start all over. Like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I want to start all over. And, we have the Lovers in here. So, and we also got the card of Friendship. So there's someone in there. There's a collaboration, or there's someone that he's going to get introduced to someone, or he's going to start a friendship with someone that could be very meaningful to him. Actually could, like, if this is a project, it could be very passionate, a very passionate beginning. I feel like he's tired of being this predictable guy. He doesn't want to be this routinary anymore. He's in this very wild era, probably. He wants to try something new. He doesn't know how to do it, but he wants to. He wants to be a bit more like adventurous. And definitely I see that he will. And also I think that he will also have a few moments where he's going to defend himself if there's criticism, or if there's criticism to the people that he loves. He's going to throw a bit of, very harsh comments towards people, especially on the internet, because he's not that patient anymore. You know, I think that he's a bit reflective about that there are places where he doesn't belong anymore. You know, there are some places in his life that he's like, you know, I don't feel like I belong here anymore. I don't want to come back to this place anymore. I want to go outside and see what else life has for me. You know, so, and definitely he will find it in a sort of association, you know, with this moon in Cancer. Um, I definitely think that he feels very lonely. You know, he feels very lonely. He probably wants like to have a relationship, you know, to have a relationship that starts as a friendship, you know, not something that is like, oh, this is passionate, this is like tumultuous. No, he has very specific about if this is a good connection for him, he doesn't want this to interrupt his inner peace. Like either you are good for him or you are like no. Um, like he's very directive about that, you know. Like I said, EXO is tired. It's assembly and every time. Yeah, but I think that in this case, it's like it's individual. It's his individual energy. You know, he is a guy that he's like, okay, I know what it's like to win, and I know what it's like to lose things. So, I'm like, you know, I go with the flow of whatever comes. Um, but yeah, definitely I see an association with someone. You know, um, yeah, he's very apathic. Also, like I have like, it's just that I think that he wants a connection or he wants a deep friendship, but he doesn't. He's very harsh. You know, he enters connections like this with this energy of the Knight of Swords. He has to soften a bit. You know, this is why he got the card of Moon in Cancer, friendship. It's like he has to go more to the Cancerian kind of side of life, you know, being a bit more sweet, you know, a bit more like, yeah. But he's going to be busy this year, so I don't know if he will have time. If he will have time for this connection, because he's going to be busy. He has other projects. And also this is something, you know, the person that requested this reading for him, she was interested in knowing what kind of, you know, about, you know, what his ideal partner would be like or how he would be in a relationship. I honestly think that the relationship with D.O is very, it's not easy because he's very cold, you know. He's a good guy. He definitely is very masculine. He's very, he can be straightforward if he wants to, you know. He's very much in control. But at the same time, I think that he hides himself behind work. You know, he is a workaholic. So probably, you know, even though maybe he likes you and he wants to be with you and he wants to take you out on a date, but he's always like, he has this energy of always being busy or tired or thinking about work. You know, like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And probably his ideal type would be a nurse sign like him, because he got Queen of Pentacles. So it would have to be another workaholic for him, you know, to match his energy. Because I think that there's something about his, you know, neither his phone nor his mind turns off. He's always thinking about work, you know. So Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely he needs a partner that can also come into his life to break um, these tendencies of him, of hiding behind schedules or hiding behind, oh, I'm busy. Oh, do you want to do this? Oh, no, I can't because I'm busy. Or, oh, I have to do this. And probably he's right. He's busy. It's not that he's inventing excuses. Actually, he's busy. But I think that he just, he lacks emotion. There's something about him that he's not connecting with his emotional side. He knows he has to, but this is not a good time for him. This is not a good time for him. He's still very much on the defensive about everything that is going on with his career and around him. This is not an easy year, so definitely if he has another project besides being part of EXO, he's going to be very devoted to it because I believe he wants to win an award. He wants to win an award. He wants to win a recognition for his individual work. So probably, he's aiming towards that. But yeah, he needs to associate with others. It's through friendship, Somehow the industry also works like that. It's about associations. I already read for Sehun. I'm reading for D.O because D.O didn't get a proper reading in the channel. Okay, and now let's move on to SHINee's Onew. Let's move on to SHINee's Onew. I know all fandoms can be toxic, but EXO in particular is worse case than others. Because fans were worried about his health because he looks very skinny. So let's see what the title have to say about this. Of course, let's not speculate on idols' body weight or, yeah, and back then we were talking about his solo debut or his solo. We weren't talking about his personal life or his personal well-being. He starts the reading with the Page of Cups, Six of Swords, Eight of Swords, Four of Cups, and from the Oracle he got the card of Sun in Tauros Acquisition. This, when I see the page of cups, I'm looking at this yoga, journey that he's going to, this him wanting to to do this so he can help others, so he can give others, him being very spiritual, very a giver, very open, very emotional. Um, Honestly, I think that the reason why he wants to help others is because somehow he also wants to help himself. He wants to like help. Um, he wants to like show others that you can move on. Like you can, if you open your heart, you can actually your mind can go somewhere else. And that there's no limitations. There's no limitations. Um, but I honestly think that yeah, there's something in there. I think that there's a part of him that he wants to take this further. But there's also still a lot of hurt inside. There's still a lot of things that keep him tied to the past, and he's not releasing it. He's trying. He wants to. This is why he's moving his body. This is why he's doing all of this, because he's trying to make sense of the pain. He definitely wants to move on, and he wants to he wants to guide others, he wants to be gentle with others, he wants to be vulnerable to others, he wants to be loving, he's a very emotional guy. Actually, this guy reminds me of him. It does remind me of his temple, very, very soft. But I think that he could potentially have a bit of like a fallback, yeah, numb. You said it, Marushka. He got the Four of Cups. So there's a sense of numbness, that actually when he thinks that he already is over this, somehow the numbness comes back. So, we start with the Page of Cups that is very willing to open up, that is like, oh, come on, let's do this. I will accompany you through this process and I will help you. And then we finish. This is what he shows others. This is what he's trying to accomplish by doing this. And this is how he comes back home to. This is how he returns home to. When he's alone, he's like this. Like the Four of Cups. He's just numb, to something. He's numbing himself. He's like, oh yeah, like his mind wants to set himself free. His mind wants to set free, but at the same time, his heart is a bit cold, it's like, but I think that what motivates him to do this is that he became this because he was able to follow this doctrine, he was able to work on himself, and also he was surrounded by others that were very generous, so he felt very warm inside. But I think that probably it has to do with fame. Somehow, going back to being an idol, it seems that he was in his fullest potential when he was doing yoga. But when he has to go back to being an idol, he's like this. It's like he hears the same motivations, the same conversations, the same guidelines, the same rules to follow. Oh, you're an idol, you're not supposed to behave like this. Oh, you're an idol, you cannot do this. Oh, you're an idol. It seems like the idol life, it limits his spiritual growth, because I sense that he was going somewhere. Literally, like in his whole being, he was making advances when he started this yoga training. or this course or this, I don't know how it's called, guys. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. But then when he had to go back to activities and routine again and what he does for a living, that is being an idol, he goes back to this. He goes back to like, okay, when I'm an idol, I'm not allowed to move, I'm not allowed to express myself, I'm not allowed to open my heart, because if I open my heart, the criticism, counts. The criticism, probably he's also surrounded by people that are very aggressive or that they are very critical, and he's all love and peace. He has a new, he has like a new, perspective or a new philosophy. This is also very Sagittarius. He has a new philosophy. But the philosophy that he has is not to be lived in an idle life. It's not to be lived in an idle life. Not at all. These are two different realities. And also, I think that he's like, it's not about being part of SHINee and it's not about being part of music, but probably he's like, I'm never good enough with these people. Because if I gain weight, I gain weight. And if I lose weight, I lose weight. So there's never there's satisfaction for him. Also, we have to take into consideration, when I first heard the yoga thing, that I was very happy because actually I think I saw it in one of his personality reading that I did a long time ago, that he had the potential of being a sort of teacher. And that he definitely needed to get into something spiritual to connect with how he was feeling inside, because he definitely seems very traumatized by everything. It's like fame for him, it brings him back to the struggles, to the non-freedom, not having freedom, not having autonomy over your person, because everyone is entitled to have an opinion about you and they don't even know you, and they don't care about the things that they say. He's very sensitive. Everything that you say about him, it hurts him deeply. But then, because I know that there are some, I sometimes because I know he's a Sagittarius, and I know how Sagittarius energy can get a bit too much when it comes to a particular doctrine that they decide to follow. So even though I was happy for him, I was hoping that he wouldn't become fanatic. Because this is something that Sagittarius energy, they tend to exaggerate. When they get involved into something, it suddenly becomes their whole life. So probably this means that this yoga life is somehow influencing him to being like, you are too spiritual for the idol life. You should give up the idol life. So let's hope it doesn't go that way. But I think that he is, in his search for enlightenment, he's like, there's a bit of there's an exaggeration. There's an extreme of like, okay, this well-being life is the best, and this one is not good. This is negative, And then he has the card of Sun in Taurus acquisition. Also this. Probably he's going to buy something for this yoga center or for someone of this yoga community. If he already hasn't, he's going to buy something for them. And this is what I'm afraid of. There's money involved in there. They are definitely feeding of his status, and they are convincing him, that yeah, we should live like materialistic free, but at the same time there's money involved in there. So I hope I hope it doesn't go that way, but I think that they definitely because he's very happy with it. He found a place. He found a place where he's finding some peace. It's just that there's something about it that it seems like it's doing a very different contrast between this lifestyle that he wants and what he has to do for a living. It seems like they are not compatible, and I don't know if maybe in this place they somehow condemned or they have this point of view that, being famous is like being shallow and not being spiritual enough, and I don't know. Yeah, but he's going to get out of the apathy. He's going to get out of the apathy. He's going to get out of it. He got the Emperor and the Page of Pentacles. So definitely I think that yeah, once he connects with his leader, with him being the leader again in the group, he's going to remember why he does what he does for a living. And he's also going to remember his responsibilities, because there's something about, this sort of doctrine, this yoga, this mindfulness, everything that, yeah, it's very nice to talk, about, emotions and that we can be more aware of certain things, that we can eliminate certain thoughts that don't allow us to move on. He definitely wants that, and he wants to promote that. But at the same time, he has to work. He has to work. He cannot go to be living in the mountains and like doing meditation all day. He has to work, and definitely, he has to connect with what he's doing at the moment. I think he will get a hold of himself. He will stop himself. Like, something is going to happen that he's going to be reminded that he is the leader of the group, and that he has to remain in control. He has to remain in control. This is not about emotions. This is not about, you can do that afterwards. But please, now we are here, and you are a leader. Yeah. Yeah. There's no cards that indicate, that there could be a change in his life. Actually, he's going to continue, because he's responsible. But he feels like fame limits him. That fame limits him. And also here, I would be careful with this acquisition. I would be, and also, if you notice this card, this is the Sun in Taurus. I noticed there's a female as well. There's someone that is like luring him in, like, oh, why don't you buy this? This would be a good idea for your new life. There's a female, like, trying to convince him to put his money on these things, his money and his name. So I would be careful about that. Because they know who he is. It's not like they don't know who he is. Do you think he has support around him to keep him grounded? Look, remember that I got the Emperor in there? I think that probably the group is going to talk to him about it. It's going to be like, come on, like, let's get back to work. You know, like someone has to, you know. Probably the more straightforward of all of them, probably the one that is the most aggressive and straightforward is going to be like, hello, like, you know, we need to accomplish this. We need to keep working. Please, we need you to, you know, we need you to get energized again with the, you know, what we are promoting here. We are singers. We are, you know, like, but it had happened to me, guys. You know, I was like, I remember when I started learning astrology, or when I got a reading from an astrologer, and then they invited me to this place where they had these yoga sessions and they had this holistic center. And I remember when they were like talking about astrology and everything, and then they started to talk about other practices, and I was like, thank God I'm a Capricorn, and I was like, they were like, oh, you should give up your job because, you know, your job doesn't make you happy, and you know, you cannot live like this forever because you have a potential, you are very spiritual, look at all these planets that you have in here, definitely you have all this energy that is about transformation and esoteric, and you can change lives, you know. And I was like, yeah, that's beautiful, but I still have bills to pay. Like, you know, but there are some that definitely they like, I understand what they promote, but you can live that sort of life if you are privileged of not having to work. You know, when you have to work and you have bills to pay, it's not that magical, you know. True, yoga would not demand a change like that. My guru pushed me to be more in the world. Sleep packets and already contributed a lot. I hope they are above board. Yeah, but I don't know, Hope. He's a bit apathic. For him, I believe that his energy shines the most when he's thinking about the yoga thing. When he's thinking about the group, he's like, oh, again here. But I guess it makes sense, because if you think about it, you know, they had a very traumatic experience, and they continued in that experience. So it's like when you go back to that role, you are reminded of that you went through. So I guess it makes sense for him to try not to feel so much. Yeah, I was going to say most people who live the full on spiritual life as it being souls nowadays already have the money. Yeah, they have the money. They have the money, or they have the parents' money. So when they talk to you about, you know, living a life stress-free, you know, and that you should quit your 9 to 5 job because, you know, It's very nice. I guess it sounds very nice, but also it's very toxic because, you know, yeah, I would assume that if someone would have a very strong like conversation with him, like to somehow put some order, it could be Mino. It could be Mino because I have very directive vibes, like someone that is very straightforward. Little reminder, field of self-help and healing. Help and healing is full of deeply traumatized teachers who have not healed completely, and went extreme into technique that deeply believe in. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God! It better not be cool. That's what I'm afraid of. Oh, I hope they're not cultists. I hope. Because this is not about him. Actually, he had a great experience. For him, seeing him as this page of cups, he definitely found, he did the work. He took the most of the experience and he definitely integrated the knowledge. He is enlightened. He definitely is closer to opening up how sweet he is. He's a very sweet guy. He's a very loving guy. He is like, he's very sensitive. He is a very sweet guy, and he definitely wants to move on. He wants to leave the shadow behind. But it's tough, tough. Especially the fame is not, the criticism, Okay, bye. Thank you, Fluffy, for being here. Yeah, I'm going to pull cards for him to see how he's going to do physically. Physically, he had the Four of Wands, the Tower, and the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that he's going to be okay. It's just that probably this sort of ceremony of celebration that they had, that he had to participate in, it had to do with probably a very selective kind of food or alimentation, or a way of selecting food. And here with the Tower, it's like, okay, that is, let's cut that. And we have the Three of Pentacles. So I think that once he starts working with the group again, he's going to get to a healthy look. He's going to get to a healthier look. But definitely, if he had lost weight, he definitely did it because it was part of the ritual. I don't know if it was like a ritual, but it was like part of the celebration. Like, I don't know if they had to do some kind of diet or fasting. I don't know. But I think that the more he goes back to work, he's going to start looking like himself. Like, of course, that he's not going to, gain weight or no, but he's going to look like people are going to start to not get so shocked when they see him, because actually people also have to remember that this guy is in a transformation, so definitely he's going to look different. But yeah, there's no cards that indicate that he's like doing something that prevents him from eating well, or no. It's just that he probably cut some things out of his food. Like, there are some products that he's not consuming, because he has the Tower. So he's like, I don't know if it was actually a health thing, it was related to the health of his body, why he's choosing not to consume certain, and also because he's happy. Yeah, you know, he got the Four of Wands, so definitely he went through a lot, and it seems like he did some detoxicate. I don't know. Yeah, he went through a detoxification. Yeah, but also, you know, I think that probably it's not only about the group. I think that probably, you know, SM environment is also not very nice to the guys. You know, they are definitely, there are some limitations in there. This is why he feels so uncomfortable, you know, because it's like they never change. You know, it seems like from his perspective, it's like, okay, they are doing this again to us. You know, it seems like a long battle of, you know, having to request things and fight for things, you know, and yeah, yeah, he has that, yeah. But also, you know, I was thinking that maybe it has to do with his hairstyle. You know, he had this very sort of like a mullet. You know, that maybe that style actually makes his face look thinner. You know, and because I know that, for example, when they did, I believe Utah has the same hairstyle now, and usually when they give him this sort of very long locks like this, it makes him look like very thin. Like it makes his face look longer, you know, and it makes him look like skinnier. So, you know, when they cut their hair short, or when they do it in another style that is very close to their chin, this is when they look, accordingly to my opinion, they look better. You know, like when they give them these long looks, it makes their head look too thin. He already had his hair for next month. He looked better weight-wise. With this last comeback. Yeah. Okay, guys, I guess this is it for today. I'm going to try tomorrow to join you again. So, yeah. So maybe we can do some reads. I'm still deaf in this ear. Like I feel like I have like it's stuck. But I'm using the drops. But I'm still feeling like it's blocked. It's blocked. So if you have any tips for it, if you ever had this issue, can you please like send me some, I don't know, homemade recipes? I don't know. I just don't know what to do anymore, because I already used those drops, and like it seems like it's still stuck. But you know, I made a mistake, because I used to use those, like, I don't know how you call it, like those things with cotton that you to clean it. So maybe when I did, I actually touched something. So I don't know. Maybe I actually got a bit of cotton in my ear, and I made it worse. Yeah, wax candles. But I don't know how to. And since here we are in today, well, today is Saturday, but we were in on during holidays, like uh, um, because we had our independence celebration. Okay. I never had this before happen, but I guess that it was because a few days ago I slept with and it's in this ear that I usually use the headphones, and I slept with it. So I don't know if that actually pushed a bit of waxing. I don't know, but I've been using those drops, um, and I don't see definitely something comes up because a liquid comes up afterwards, but I don't know. I just it's been a lot. Actually, I have been talking to you guys about it. Um oh, you have it regularly. Yeah, it doesn't help. And actually, it makes me feel a bit dizzy, because I feel like it's stuck. So it makes me feel like, like, oh. And what do you do about it, like when you don't use the drops? Because I don't know what else to do, guys. Yeah, it's like I'm walking very well, but all of a sudden I feel like, oh, like this part is like, I use wax candles. Ah, I'm going to see if I can find it. I use two at once. Ah, okay. Okay. Do you put something on them or just? Because I don't know what else to try, and I don't know. I guess I will have to go to the doctor on Monday, but yeah, it's very destabilizing. Yeah, that's the word. I never had this happen to me, but I guess since I'm working a lot with, with the headphones and especially the ones that go in the ear, uh, and I made a mistake to sleep with one of them because I was listening to a podcast and I fell asleep with it, and I think that was what made it. Um, but yeah. And it's only this year because the other one is already free. Remember, I used to tell you that I had the two, but this one it opened right away. But this one I still feel it. Like it's in there. I still feel it. Oh my God. I was telling my cousin the other day. I was like, I never get something like right, because I'm like the other day I was having this. Remember, guys, that I told you that I had this after my tooth, my wisdom tooth was removed, that I had this pain on my chin. Remember that I had that? Now I have this. It's like, come on, please. If this is what being almost 40 feels like, I don't want it. I don't want it. I feel so like, oh my God. Thank you, Maruska, for your tips. Thank you so much. I will try and use it. I will try use it. Rub your hands together and place over your... Ah! It's autoimmunity. Oh, really? Oh, I will do that, Hope. I will do that because I think that, yeah, it definitely needs like heat or something. Hmm. I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, I'm going to use something that can create, like, I don't know, a cloth, something, and you know, like warm it and put it on my ear. I was thinking about it. Oh, and I do have Hashimoto. I do have it. Oh, you don't have it anymore? Actually, you know, I have a confession to make. I am not taking the pills. I'm not taking the pills. Maybe that's why I'm not taking the pills. And it's been 2 months free. So maybe that's that as well. Oh my God. Yeah, I have all of them. I'm sure I have all of them. That's well. Yeah. Once you have one, you have the whole family. Oh, I'm glad you don't have it anymore. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Hmm. Once you have it, you get up to 7. Yeah, because I started to notice that I have pain or I have like a really weird like sensations like on my body or whenever I get hurt, it takes longer to recover. You know, so I'm like, okay, definitely I'm not doing better. Definitely, I'm okay, but I'm not, you know. Um, but you know what? Thank God I didn't get COVID. I think I never had COVID. Thank God. But I think that the all others, I do have it. So yeah, thank you guys for all your recommendations. I will do them all. So yeah, so yeah, so and tomorrow I will tell you about it. If I feel better, I will tell you about it. Thank you so much, guys, for being here and for talking about you know these things. I don't feel so alone. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.